Heather Bell. I'm at Inside ETFs in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm here with Bruce Bond, the CEO of Innovator ETFs. Hi, Bruce. How you doing?
Hi, Heather. How are you?
I was wondering if you could maybe tell me about the strategies that you're working on at Innovator.
Yeah. Well, we really, Innovator has a two-pronged approach right now. We're working with Investors Business Daily to focus on some of the funds that they have, and there's a lot of people that love IBD and their research over time. And so we brought out two products with them. One is FFTY, and the other one is Leaders, LDRS. And both of those use their research to bring that in an ETF product to investors. And so we've had great reception of that. That's really one area that Innovator's focused on right now. And then the other area is in this area of defined outcomes. And what that is it allows people to invest in the S&P 500 and understand better what their outcomes will be down the road in a year. And so you can, one of them for an example, you get the upside of the S&P 500 to a cap, but you get 15% protection on the downside of the market. Now you have to own the fund over a year, but people look out and say, wow, okay, so I can have this downside protection. I can have the upside participation up to a cap, usually around the 8% range right now, and participate in the S&P. The reason people like these is because they don't feel like they're just exposed to the market. And today it's hard to know, is the market going to go up, is the market going to go down? And people have spent a lot of time acquiring their assets. They want to make sure they can protect those. And these type of approaches, we believe, are going to be very attractive to those types of people.
So how did you come across this strategy? What kind of sparked it for you?
Yeah, well, these approaches, or these kind of defined outcomes, have been available in structured products before at some of the big wirehouses to their wealthy clients. It's also been available through like fixed index annuities in the insurance industry. And these have been tremendous asset products within these industries. And so we know that the approach has been around for a while, but it hasn't really been available to everyone just on an exchange-traded product. And so we believe that the time has come where the ETF industry has matured enough, they understand how the products work, to be able to really look at these types of exposures and start to incorporate those into their portfolios.
So this could kind of replace the fixed income element of a portfolio then?
Yeah, in a sense it can. Today people are really, if you think about asset allocation, they have that portion of the portfolio, the fixed income, in order to provide a hedge to the market if the market goes down. But people really are concerned that rates are going to shoot up and it's actually going to cause them a problem. Well, in this situation, you could replace that fixed income portion with more of a defined outcome, and that will eliminate some of that downside for you, some of the downside risk, but at the same time allow you to participate if the market performs. With that, it lets you kind of rethink, okay, well, how would I rebalance my portfolio generally if I was able to have these kinds of exposures within my portfolio? And what we find is that they help you have a more predictable outcome for your overall portfolio rather than just having no real certainty of what your portfolio was going to do over the following year.
Well, you had talked about how about the market evolving a little. How has it changed from when you launched what is now Invesco PowerShares from when you've taken over Innovator?
Well, initially, when we launched PowerShares, people didn't know what ETFs were. We had to explain what ETFs were. They didn't know what intelligent index or quantitatively built index is. They didn't know what factors or smart beta. We wrestled with all these concepts way back when with them. And the great thing now is that people are very familiar with ETFs. They understand what they are. They understand how they work. They understand by and large the benefits of ETFs, the tax benefits and all these other benefits. And so we don't have to spend as much time on the structure, and because we think the structure is by and large the best structure for investors to use. Yeah. But we can spend more time on bringing these really unique exposures or opportunities to investors versus kind of talk about the nuts and bolts of how the funds operate.
So how has the landscape for issuers evolved too at the same time that investors have become more educated and more knowledgeable?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, at the time, I think there were like 6 or 7 total ETF providers in the world, probably back when at PowerShares days when we started. And today, there's hundreds, and there's billions of dollars, within ETFs. And so, there's been a huge proliferation of products, and basically every nook and cranny within the investing space and potential has been covered. And so I think that so instead of looking at what other slivers can we bring or slight adjustments to investment approaches we can bring, we're looking at actually really new exposures that we think people would be interested in and gaining access to.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me, Bruce. This is Heather Bell at Inside ETFs in Fort Lauderdale. I've been speaking with Bruce Bond, the CEO of Innovator ETFs. If you'd like to see more of our videos online, please go to our site, etf.com. Thanks a lot.